Hello, boys and girls. Our story today is called Antonio's Lucky Day, and it's a folk tale that comes to us from the country of Mexico. And we do have a number of boys and girls in our school who come from this country. So here's Antonio. And look at the clouds. What do you see? A cow? Chickens? Farm? I wonder if the story will tell us why those pictures are in the clouds. Antonio was a poor farmer's son. He had no money. He had no chickens. He had no cows, but he held his head high and he walked with a happy step. So to hold your head high means that you are proud of who you are and you don't let other things make you act like you can't do anything. And he told anyone who would listen that someday he would be rich. Quien sabe? Who knows, he would say. It might be today. This feels like my lucky day. One day, Antonio was out walking when a rabbit hopped out of a thicket. It hopped to the right and it hopped to the left. Then it stopped and sat perfectly still. If I can catch that rabbit, I can sell it at the market, Antonio thought. He smiled to think of the jingle of pesos in his pocket. Este será mi día afortunado. This must be my lucky day. Then I'll buy a hen, he thought. Soon she'll hatch out babies. Antonio smiled to think of his yard full of noisy chickens. Este será mi día afortunado. This must be my lucky day. I'll sell some eggs each day, he thought. Then I'll buy a cow. Antonio smiled to think of the buckets of milk his cow would give. Este será mi día afortunado. This must be my lucky day. I'll sell the milk at the market, he thought. I'll use the money to build a house. Antonio smiled to think of his new home. Este será mi día afortunado. This must be my lucky day. So he just keeps thinking all good things are going to happen to him. Then I'll ask Isabella to marry me, Antonio thought. We'll invite the whole town to the wedding. Isabella will dance with all of my uncles and cousins. Antonio smiled to think how happy he and Isabella would be at their wedding. Este será mi día afortunado. This must be my lucky day. We'll settle down to a happy life, Antonio thought. I'll mind the fields and the animals while Isabella tends the garden. She'll plant corn and beans and lots of hot chilies. And here's the garden. Antonio closed his eyes. I can just see Isabella working in the garden, he thought. The corn is high and the chilies are all turning red. But what's this I see? She's watering the chilies. She shouldn't do that now that they are ripening. They won't turn out good and hot. Antonio waved his arms and shouted, Déjalo, Isabella, stop that. At the sound of Antonio's voice, the rabbit leaped high into the air. Then it hopped back into the thicket, taking all of Antonio's plans with it. So he got so excited thinking all those things that he said out loud that Isabella should stop it. And that scared the rabbit away. Antonio laughed at his own bad luck. At least I was rich for a minute, he said. Maybe tomorrow will be my lucky day. And then, with a kick in his step and a dream in his eye, Antonio walked toward home. And so this is the story, all of it, what he thought might happen. And we've had some other storybooks that have this part at the end of the book, something called a glossary, sort of like a little dictionary of words that you might not know. And the first one in ABC order is chiles, a kind of pepper often used in Mexican cooking. Déjalo, Spanish word meaning stop that. Este será mi día afortunado, Spanish words meaning this must be my lucky day. Pesos, Spanish coins. Quién sabe, meaning who knows. And thicket, a thick growth of shrubs and small trees. And that is where the rabbit went, back into the thicket. And if we look at the back of our book, here it shows North America, South America, the Caribbean islands, and Mexico is in red. It's down at the bottom of the United States. So, and we live, about right there. Mississippi comes up here in the south. So we're about here. Memphis is right next to it. And right down here is Mexico. And this is South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica down at the bottom. So I will see you in another book.